I'm Chris Maathuis.
And hi, everybody. I'm Ron Futrell. The Sweet 16 coming to a close, and we're entering the Elite Eight. Here to break it all down with us, new Running Rebel head coach, Josh Pastner. Thank you for joining.
Listen, I want UNLV to be in this game. I don't want to be here next year, years after. I want to be there.
We'll be on the road with you.
That's great.
Doing this show on the road, okay? Thanks for being here. We're going to talk about UNLV and love the shirt in a little bit. But first, let's go to some of the highlights of the games that you've seen today. Indianapolis, Indiana. Mark Pope still wearing blue. That's not BYU blue. That's Kentucky blue now. All Tennessee in this game, though. It was orange everywhere. Jordan Gainey with a dunk. Chaz Lanier then a jumper right after that. And Tennessee wins this one big, 78-65, and advances to the Elite Eight.
All right, Atlanta, Georgia, Tom Izzo on the sideline here. How about Chase Richardson made a layup? This thing was tied at 63 following the layup. These guys, they're talented across the board, Coach, as you well know. You look at all these players out here, you see that right there. So it's 63-65 with about a minute and a half left. And Michigan State going to win this game 73-70. They advance to the Elite Eight. And when you talk about these big teams, do you like the fact that there are really no Cinderellas in this? It's all the big power boys.
Well, look, in my old job years ago when I was in media, which is less than a week ago, I was at ESPN and Turner and everywhere else, NBC, the reality of it, and CBS, so I want to make sure that I throw that in there too. What I would tell you is I called it that it was going to be this year about the highest seeds. I said the 1 and 2 seeds, the top 8 seeds, 4 of them were going to end up being in the Final Four. It was just the year of the high seeds. That's the facts of it. So it's just one of those things. Could it be because of the NIL or the transfer portal? I just think the bottom line is this year the top teams are what the top teams are. There really is no Cinderella story. And it's going to. I think it's going to make a great couple games going into the Elite Eight and then to the Final Four.
The transfer portal, in fact, you mentioned that, is open now, certainly, so there's all sorts of stuff going on with that. But it's got to be the NIL, the rich getting richer, so to speak, in this a little bit. How do small schools, how do little schools make up for it? The
NIL is here to stay. The portal's here to stay. You've got to be great at evaluating. So yes, the NIL and having money is critical and important, but you still got to evaluate with your eyes. This isn't tennis or golf where you can just, it's an individual sport. It's still about team, and you've got to put the right pieces together. So you've got to have the money to get the guys, but then you've got to make sure you're making the right decisions. And so it does matter. What I would tell you is, can I make a plea out there for all the Running Rebel fans? Let's donate to the NIL. Why not? I mean, come on, let's go. So, but that's the reality of it right now. You can't complain about it. You've got to be solution focused. You've got to accept it. You've got to be quick on your feet. You've got to be ready to adapt. You've got to be willing to change. And things are moving in real time. And so that's just part of the deal. And you've got to be ready for it because it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay.
How do coaches develop players anymore when they're leaving one year to the next? They don't have a chance to kind of get there, learn the system, develop a player, and get that player better.
Well, look, development and getting guys better and coaching your guys hard still matters. Regardless of the money, you've got to hold guys accountable. Guys want to get better. Players want to get better. So part of it, and I believe this, is player development. You've got to have that sweat equity. You've got to be in the trenches with them. You've got to be in the foxhole with them. They want to be pushed. You want to hold them to such a high standard and say, okay, here's our standard. And if your standard's here, I'm not bringing the bar down to you. It's your job to raise your standard from here and meet me at this standard. And that's part of player development. So even with the money that the players are getting, they still want to be coached. And I think that's still so important in the game today is getting guys better, player development. That's going to be a key aspect for us at the UNLV Running Rebels, that we want to get guys better. The guys that I hire on our staff, they've got to be really good coaches who are going to push the guys, get guys better, because that's still got to be a key part of development.
Okay, we got to talk about that a little bit more. You have time for another?
I got 4 more. You want 4 hours, 5 hours? Let's go. Let's go.
It's Las Vegas.
So, because of that, we will have more with Coach Pastner later in the break. We're also going to talk about his vision for the Running Rebels next season. Sports Wrap. We'll be right back.
8 News Now. Live, local, now. But of all the hires that have been made around the country and all the changes that have been made around the country in the last days and that last week, none of them are any better or as good as Josh Pastner to the Rebels. The Rebels, this is a home run for the UNLV Rebels.
There you go, Jim Livengood, former athletic director here, who knows Arizona certainly. Welcome back to Sports Wrap, by the way, everybody, with, of course, running Rebel head coach Josh Pastner. Talk about University of Arizona background with Lute Olson when you were there. Okay, I do remember Rebel fans.
Yep.
Our memory's pretty good here on the rivalry back in the day between Lute and Tark, and what that was like during that. You were aware of it back then, in '97.
Very aware of it. And it was great words by there, by Mr. Jim Livengood, who's just outstanding, former athletic director here at UNLV. And yes, I knew being at Arizona, being around Coach Olson, that the intensity between
like each other.
between Arizona and UNLV. But I knew that this job I just felt was such a powerhouse job. Obviously, Coach Tark had set the tone on that. Coach Tarkanian had set the tone of just laying the foundation. Coach Gergerich and all the other staff, and then obviously the players, the former players, the great run that they had there, and all the pros that have come through the program. But so I knew it, being a basketball junkie, and I know that what this program, what it's meant to college basketball, to basketball in general. That's why I said this is a sleeping giant. And this is a dream job. I mean, this is a dream job. I pinch myself to be able to be sitting in the chair as the head coach at the UNLV Running Rebels. Walking outside and seeing the statue of Jerry Tarkanian there, I mean, it gives you chills. It puts your back of the hair on your neck standing up. So I understand it. And again, I want to be clear about this. This is Las Vegas's team. This is the city's team. This is Running Rebels. A nation's team. This is the fans' team. This is not my team. I'm the gatekeeper. I just sit in the chair to make sure that we're leading in the right direction and get us back to what we want to do, is playing for championships, getting to the tournament, competing at the highest level, and playing a great, fun, exciting brand of basketball.
We all know it's been so long. 2013, the last time UNLV actually got to the tournament. So it's been a long, long time, way too long, as you well know, the history of this place. What's kind of the key to get this thing turned around here in Vegas?
Well, I think there's multiple things. Look, number one, I've got to do a great job of really reconnecting into the community, getting into the trenches with everybody in the city, and rallying everybody and getting excited and enthused and thrilled about their team. It's their team, not my team, it's their team. So that's a responsibility on me. Secondly, we've got to do a great job recruiting. I mean, that's the lifeline of the program. Obviously, it's different a little now because of the NIL. So it's, you're able to financially pay players, and so that's a big deal. Part of that is getting the community and even helping raise money for that. And then also from there is setting the tone. And as we talked about over there in the first segment, getting guys better, coaching them hard, playing the right system where the ball's moving and the cutting, and we want to be the running Rebels. We don't want to be the walking Rebels. We don't want to be the dribbling Rebels. We want to be the running Rebels, but playing the right way with that on both sides of the ball, and get back the excitement and enthusiasm what this program's about. And so every waking second that I'm awake, all I'm thinking about is how do we bring championships back to UNLV basketball and to this city. I've never been more happier in my life in this week since I've been here. And I am
in your life?
Well, don't tell that to my wife or my kids, but they're back in Atlanta now.
Professional life.
Professional life, great call. Yeah. But let me say this, okay? Every waking second, and I understand it, and I am just so locked in on it because I know what it means to this community.
Now, okay, we got video of your press conference when you were brought out there by Eric Harper, the athletic director at UNLV. Big crowd out there to welcome you here to UNLV. Okay, so here's my question. It's for a coach. Recruiting is different, obviously, now. You got to find the right players, get the right mix, right chemistry on a team, and all those things, the intangibles that work so well. But when you sit down and talk to a booster, do you ask them for money for the NIL? I mean, do you literally just say, hey, can you give us blank amount of money? We need this money to be able to get this player. You do that.
Yeah, you have to.
Have to? Okay.
That's just the reality of it. That's the world that we're in right now, that you're going to have to ask, and you're going to need people to be a part of it, to feel emotionally invested. And the ones that have the opportunity to financially invest, we need it so we can go get the best players that we can get. Those are big things as well, too. Now, again, you still got to evaluate properly to making sure you're getting the right talent. But even for the ones who maybe aren't able to do the part of the NIL, buying season tickets, getting tickets, coming back to the games, those things are just as important as donating to the NIL. So if somebody might not have that opportunity to give to the NIL, get season tickets, buy tickets. That's so important because then that attracts for when we have the players here, we talk about the home court advantage. You know, those things matter in the big picture when you're maybe fighting for a kid and it's between you and another school. If we can sell the crowd and the intensity of the crowd and the atmosphere, that just enthralls them even more. And so it's all part of it in building it and what we're trying to do to get it back.
Coach, you know how
Chris
fast
has the money here.
Yeah,
I want you two to give me. No, come on. I know you guys are multi-millionaires. I want donations from you for the NIL. Let's go.
There we go. Coach, I know you know how fast time goes on TV. We got about a minute. I got to ask you.
I know. I don't have a thing on me right now. Cut it out.
Cut him. A lot of players in the transfer portal that played for Kevin Kruger here.
Yep.
What's kind of the plan ahead? You got to reevaluate all those players.
Well, listen. There's a lot of players that on our team that are in the portal, but that's not just a UNLV thing. That's a nationwide college basketball deal. So, yes, we've got to deal with our current guys and see which ones want to be able to come back and if we can make things work. Also, we're attacking the portal hard. I think it's a mix that we want to also have high school players along with portal players and build the right team. And if we can do that, I think great things are in front of us.
Sounds good. Sounds very good. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Cut.
There you go.
All right, up next, we're going to sit down with legendary boxing promoter Bob Arum. Sports Wrap. We'll be right back.